Hello, my fourth semester dear students. Myself, R.M. Minchi sir, continuing the online preparations. Now we shall start the sixth CO, that is the sixth chapter, measurement of temperature and pressure. We shall study first measurement of temperature instruments. The first one is bimetallic thermometer. The bimetallic thermometer is as shown in the figure. It is not only measure the temperature, it also control the temperature of the system itself. It consists of two different metals, metal A and metal B, having two different thermal coefficient of thermal expansions. The metal A is having higher thermal coefficient of expansion than the metal B. These two metals have been joined by the two different rivets, and each rivet is connected to the wires as shown in the figure. There is a pointer which shows the reading of temperature itself. When the current starts, then what happens, that two metals have been heated. The metal B is having higher coefficient of expansion, thermal expansion is expanded more than the metal B. Hence, as it is tightened by the two rivets itself, it is bent outwards. It bend outwards, and therefore the pointer reads the reading. This is how we are going to find out the temperature of temperature of the metal by bimetallic thermometer. This thermometer is not only measures the temperature but also controls the temperature. Two different metals A and B of different coefficient of thermal expansion are bonded together, making a simple electronic controller which withstand high temperature. The metal is expanded faster than the metal B, causing the strip B to bend upwards, and the device can be used as a thermometer. When the temperature rises, metal A expands slower than the metal B and strip bend upwards, causing the contact, so that the current can flow by adjusting the gap between the strip and the contact. The temperature can be easily controlled. This is what we are having bimetallic thermometer. Now we shall study the second temperature measuring instrument known as optical pyrometer, which is as shown in the figure. It consists of an observer, eyepiece, red filter, lamp, absorption filter, objective lens, rheostat, millimeter, and battery. Here we are having an arrangement of optical pyrometer. The pyrometer is sited at unknown temperature source. The eyepiece is then adjusted so that the filament and source appear in focus to the observer. The filament will appear hotter and colder than the unknown source, as in the figure A and figure B. By adjusting the battery current, the filament may be made disappear as shown in the figure C. The current indicated in the circuit is measure of temperature of the unknown hot source. Here the current may be adjusted by the rheostat as shown in the figure, and milliampere will show the reading. This is how we are going to find out the temperature, unknown temperature of the hot body by using optical pyrometer. Dear students, now we shall study third type of temperature measuring instrument known as thermocouple. Couple means two pieces which have been joined together, forming a single joint known as the thermocouple itself. Here the figure shows a thermocouple which has an strip consists of a positive terminal and a negative terminal. Positive terminal is connected to the millivoltmeter and negative terminal is also connected to the millivoltmeter by the two copper leads, forming a junction known as the reference junction. Then the positive terminal known as the positive lead is connected with another material known as the made up of a chrome material, and this chrome material is joined with another material known as the aluminum material and forming a junction known as the measuring junction as shown in the figure. The material 2 aluminum is connected to the negative terminal of the strip, which is then connected to the millivolter as shown in the figure itself. Right? Thus we are having here two junctions. One is known as the reference junction, another is known as the measuring junction. The temperature of the material or the temperature of the hot body which is to be measured, which is to be found, is made in touch with the measuring junction as shown in the figure, right? And then thus we are having the temperature has been added to the measuring junction as shown in the figure itself, right? It can be explained as below. It is a most commonly used electrical temperature measuring device. Two dissimilar metals have been joined to form a junction called measuring junction. The two metals kept at different temperature. The EMF generated is proportional to the temperature difference. The figure explains temperature measurement which is carried out with two junctions. One is known as the reference junction with a zero temperature as shown in the figure. When the current passes through the circuit represents the EMF generator, and thus the change in EMF or an EMF generated is proportional to the temperature difference, and thus we shall easily found out the temperature by using an instrument known as the thermocouple. This is how we shall have already studied. We shall now study three different instruments which are used to measure the temperature. First one is bimetallic thermometer, which not only measures the temperature but also controls the temperature itself. The second one is the optical pyrometer, which measures the unknown temperature by adjustment of the current passing through the lamp by the help of what you call as the battery or battery rheostat itself. As the rheostat has been utilized to change its value, we shall easily found out this pyrometer. And lastly we shall have a thermocouple, which is as shown in the figure, is going to measure the unknown temperature by the help of two junctions known as the reference junction and measuring junctions. As you know, here we are using the two different materials. One is the chrome material, another is the aluminum material, which have been joined to form a junction known as the measuring junction. Measuring junction is made in contact with the hot body whose temperature is to be measured, and the EMF will be generated, and the difference which will give us and difference in temperature itself. Thus we shall have the three different measuring instruments are used to measure the temperature. That's all for the measurement of temperature. Okay, students, now we shall go for the measurement of pressure. First we must know what is meant by pressure. Pressure is load per unit area, that is the force applied on the body. Force applied on the water, force applied on the liquids, or the force applied on the gas, force applied on any material per unit area is called as the pressure. The pressure can be measured in Newton per mm square, right? Thus, or it may be kg per centimeter square. That is how we are going to measure the pressure itself. The pressure is measured by an instrument known as there are instrument known as the pressure gauge itself. There are many type of pressure gauges which are to be used to measure the pressure, and for our syllabus we are having only one type of a pressure gauge known as the diaphragm pressure gauge. The diaphragm pressure gauge consists of a diaphragm, which is a membrane made up of different materials held together all around it by the some clamping device itself, making a membrane at the center itself. The figure shows a diaphragm pressure gauge. It combines both chemical seal and pressure gauge into one unit. Pressure sensing diaphragm measures different pressures of two sides. Measures different pressures of two sides of the diaphragm as shown in the figure. See, in the first figure we are having an elliptical figure on which we are having a pressure is to be applied on one side, and it is bent or it is deformed by the this pressure on the, which will be shown in the form of a deformation itself, right? Thus we are having an U type of deformation may be seen, right? Thus the pressure sensing diaphragm measures different pressures of two sides of the diaphragm. The pressure may be 1. Absolute pressure where reference is vacuum. Absolute pressure where reference is vacuum. Vacuum means what? The zero pressure. The content which is having zero pressure is called as the vacuum pressure, which is known as the reference pressure, and the pressure measured from this above is known as the absolute pressure. The second one is a gauge pressure, where reference is the atmospheric pressure. The gauge pressure which is measured by the different gauge instruments itself, and their reference will be the atmospheric pressure itself. Then third one is a differential pressure, where sensor has two parts to measure two different pressures. There is a third type of pressure may be a differential pressure, where sensor has two parts to measure two different pressures itself. Thus, we shall have three types of pressures. One is the absolute pressure, where reference is the zero or the vacuum itself. The second one is the gauge pressure, where the reference is the atmospheric pressure. Third one is the differential pressure, where the sensor has two parts to measure two different pressures itself. The diaphragm type of pressure gauge is as shown in the figure. Here, the membrane, which is made of a different material, has been held together or clamped at both the ends and forming an tightened membrane as shown in the figure. The diaphragms are circular in shape, and there are circular membranes that are either clamped around the ring. Between two rings, the measured media exerts a force on the diaphragm, where diaphragm deflects and it is transmitted to the linkage, which is in return transmitted to the rotational motion of the pointer. In return, what? Transmitted to the rotational motion of the pointer as shown in the figure. The elastic deformation of the diaphragm measures the difference between unknown and reference pressure. One side of the diaphragm is open to the external pressure and other side is connected to the known pressure. The pressure difference is equal to the diaphragm deflection. Thus, we shall have a diaphragm which can be utilized to measure the pressure, and it is known as the diaphragm pressure itself. The diaphragm may be made up of either a film or a chemical film or a leather or a cloth or a plastic, right, held together, held in all over around the ring by the clamps itself. This is what we are having: diaphragm pressure gauge. Students, in this chapter we have already studied two types of measuring instruments, uh, that is a temperature measurement and the pressure measurement. Now we shall go for the systems, also known as the control systems. The system is an element which has input and output. Any element which has input and output is known as the uh, system itself. For example, motor. We are giving an input in the form of an current. The output will be the mechanical energy, that is, it rotates itself. Therefore, motor is a system. Then we shall have the pump. The hydraulic water, or the water has been made to enter into the pump. That is an input. And hydraulic energy has been supplied, or the water will be lifted to the higher, to the different heights. That is known as the pump. Therefore, here also we are having an input and output, that is electrical energy is converted into the hydraulic energy itself. Therefore, electrical energy is the input, output is the hydraulic energy. Then we shall have another example, fridge. In fridge, what we are having, and the different materials, that is vegetables or water or any liquid or anything which is to be whose temperature is to be reduced will be kept inside the fridge, and thus we are having the current we are having the temperature inside the fridge will be reduced by using the compressor itself. Therefore, input is the electrical current, here also output will be the reducer temperature. Thus it is also called as the system. Then we shall have the fan. What the fan will do? Fan will give the will collect all the air around it in the room and directed it towards us itself. Therefore, the air is captured and directed towards the required direction itself. Therefore, input is the current, output is the air direction itself. Therefore, the fan is also another example of what? System itself. Therefore, the in the uh, universe we are having a system itself, which is consists of a material which is having a different temperature, different pressure, different volume, which will be moved from one position to another position, from one form to another form itself. That is what we are called as the system itself. And here we are having two different types of systems. So we are having two different types of systems. One is open loop control system and another one is the closed loop control system. In this one we are having two figures there. One is representing the system which is having an input at the left end and output as the right end. That is known as the system figure of the system itself. Then we are having another figure which is represented as open loop control system. In this open loop control system, a block diagram is as shown in the figure, which consists of input, connected to the sensor, which is further connected to the signal conditioner, which is further connected to the display unit, and then the display unit is connected to the output device as shown in the figure itself. Here the input signal is given to the sensor, which senses the input and it understands and produces the signals, and that signals will be sent to the digital conditioner where this sensor signals have been converted to the in the form of a signals are conditioned, and they have been converted, and the converted signals have been sent to the display unit, and display unit will show the output as shown in the figure. In this control system, we are having a sensor, a processing unit called as a signal conditioner, and a display sensor, and output, input, output, full point. The input value is processed and measuring value is displayed in the display unit, and it is not having any the feedback. We don't know, we are just giving the input only and getting the output, but we don't know whether the output produced is correct or not. We don't know. There is no feedback itself. Therefore, it is called as open loop control system. It's called as the open loop control system itself. Now we shall have the second type of a control system known as the closed loop control system itself. The block diagram of a closed loop control system is as shown in the figure. It consists of an input, and a comparator, a sensor, signal conditioner, display unit, output, and a feedback unit as shown there in the figure itself. This control system has a feedback element which is added to the open loop control system. The feedback element measures the output, and signal is sent to the comparison unit, which calculate error and takes corrective action as in the figure itself. The input is first sent to the comparator. The comparator produces the signal equivalent to input and sent to the sensor. Sensor senses the signal, sent the signals into the signal conditioner where they have been processed, and output is produced, which is sent to the display unit, and then it has been shown on the display unit in the form of a output. The output shown is sent back to the comparator where it compares with the input, and then suppose there is any variation, the variation is connected, and further signals have been corrected signals have been produced, sent to the sensor, sent to the signal conditioner, sent to the display unit, and thus we are having an completed or corrected action in the output itself, and thus we are having a feedback system which shows the things itself. The example of this open loop and closed loop control system you can easily understand by this example. When the college starts at 10 o'clock, before 1 hour you are leaving this home, that is the input. You are leaving the home, then you go to the bus stand where you enter into the bus, then bus moves, then bus reaches the college, you come down from the bus, and then you enter into the class. Then this is known as you enter into the class and sit, and you are not informing this one to your home whether you have gone to the college and enter into the classroom. You are not telling. Therefore, such thing is an example of open loop system. Suppose you are in return, you take phone, you in return, you call to your house and informed, I enter into the classroom and I am sitting in the classroom. then it is known as the feedback, and then system, open system becomes a closed loop system. This is how we are having a two distance different systems have been working, and thus we shall have and the things to be done itself, right? Okay, students. Thus, in the sixth chapter, we have studied three temperature measuring instruments, one pressure measuring instrument, another one a different types of a control systems. On these five topics, we are getting and 25 marks question in the examination itself. If you are able to draw the figures, if you are able to write the explanation correctly, then and you are able to produce the figures very neatly, then you are eligible for getting a full marks of 25 marks in an examination itself, right? And you remember that the question, that is the figures are always having higher number of marks than the explanation itself. Suppose there are 10 marks, then 7 marks will be given to the figures and the 3 marks will be given to the explanation itself. So be prepared for a practice of the figures and reproduce the neat figures in the examination and get the full marks itself. This is what we are having a sixth chapter completion. Be ready for the examination, which may become at any time itself in the month of June 15, in the month of June itself, that middle June, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you, one and